Hey folks, Dan Frio here with your closing bell for March 13th, 2025. So mortgage rates, they went down a little bit today, but it was a choppy ride getting there. What we're going to talk about in this episode is the economic calendar for today. Producer prices actually came in negative. They were 0.5 before. They now dropped to negative. And then the PPI producer inflation over the month over month went from 0.6 to 0. Fantastic numbers on inflation. Stock market crash. And I tell you one big thing, it's tariffs, and it's also the government might be shutting down soon. How's all that going to affect this thing? The Federal Reserve meeting in 5 days? Let's check it out. So my name is Dan Frio, where I do this report every day. Actually, I do it twice a day. And to help you guys figure out what in the world's going on with these things. Finance properties. Because the reason why I do this is my slogan is one application, one credit pool. We're going to shop your loan over 30 different lenders. Well, how do we do that? I'll give you all that information at the end. So please stay tuned all the way till the end so we can give that report. But I do have one public service announcement. And before you turn, please let me explain what I'm talking about. There's an opt-out pre-screener thing. It's called trigger leads. And this is really important if you're looking to buy a house or even if you're looking to buy a car. What happens is when we pull your credit, not just me, any bank pulls your credit. If you're looking for a mortgage or a car loan, what happens is your financial data gets sold from the credit agencies. Okay. This will stop that. It's kind of like the do not call list. I didn't make this up. This is actually a public service thing. It's free. You can just sign up for it. And to stop those trigger leads, and here's why. I've been putting this out for about a month now. And everybody that applies, I ask them, did you do it? Did you do it? Half of them do it. Half of them don't. One young man yesterday, he's like, I don't know what it is. And he did it. He texted me this morning. He's gotten 54 calls so far of solicitors because I pulled his credit. So if you want to stop that, go to this section right here, optoutprescreener.com. You'll do, yeah, trust me, this will be doing you a favor. So let's get over and see what happened today. So we had inflation numbers coming in. Well, we had inflation coming in yesterday on the consumer side, and it actually came in really well. You can see that right through here. The inflation year over year went from 3 to 2.8. Nice move. Then you go down through here. We were concerned, is the producer inflation, the costs on the producer side going to go up? And we know tariffs are kicking in. That's the buzzword all over the place. And so with that, the producer inflation dropped from, where's the year over year? Let's get on the screen, but it's dramatically lower. Okay, so that's the whole point of this. So my thought was, well, if the producer inflation comes down, look how much it came down month over month, 0.6 to 0. Well, even with tariffs, how much is it going to increase from there? And we don't even know what the tariffs are going to be. There was an argument today about the wine tariffs and all that other stuff. Folks, give this time to relax. It's basically just a dust storm right now with a lot of negotiations going on. Just relax. The markets are going to stabilize. Don't pull your money out of the markets. Please don't do that. You'll be doing yourself a disfavor probably in a month or two. So let's get over to see, now here's what's happening in the markets. We're still uncertain of what's going on, and I don't blame them. Just today, I think the tariffs went up 200% on wine. Let's look over here. I didn't even see this. Putin wants direct U.S. talks before Ukraine ceasefire, but says he is open to deals. That is fantastic news on that front as well. So that's what we're looking at right now. We also have a government shutdown, and it is basically, I'm going to tell you, I'm 59 years old. I've never seen government this divided in my entire life. One party is just, if one says, the sky is purple, the other one's going to say it's orange, and it's neither. That's the problem that we have. So what's going to happen with all this, we will only see. But the biggest concern is what the Federal Reserve is going to do next week. And with all this dust in the air, they're not going to do anything. I don't even have to go down through there. It's going to tell us the Federal Reserve is not going to do anything with rates this round. The next round is going to be interesting. So we'll follow and see what happens there. In the bond market, we follow this to figure out what's going on with mortgage rates. Bond markets actually did okay today. They were up 8 ticks. That's why mortgage rates went down just a little bit. It was way down earlier in the day. You can see it was way down here, and then we had a nice rally about 9:30. The market started rallying. I do want to show an interesting take on this. This is the new Secretary of the Treasury, and this young man, I won't say a young man, he used to be a hedge fund. He worked on Wall Street. He knows the markets. I thought this was a brilliant choice for the Secretary of the Treasury. Get his take on all this stuff. So we can basically say, okay, the media is pumping all this stuff because they need you to, flick on the channel and watch. But really in the background, how are all the fundamentals looking so far with the economy? So let's go over to the new Secretary of the Treasury, get his take on things.
Good evening from Singapore, Carl, where I'm here for the Converge conference at CNBC. And good morning to you, Mr. Secretary in Washington. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Sarah.
Let's start right there, because Carl just went through the markets. It's another sort of turbulent day here. The volatility has really picked up. We're down another more than 3.5% for the week, almost 10% from the recent highs. I know that you guys have brushed this off, but I do wonder if you're starting to get concerned now that these losses are picking up.
Well, look, Sarah, what we're focused on is we're focused on the real economy. Can we create an environment where there are long-term gains in the market and long-term gains for the American people? I think, having been in the markets for 35 years, I know the market is prone to big unwinds like this. I think we've seen, a lot of position unwinding, and I can't really speak to that.
I guess, and this has been consistent with your view, but 62% of Americans own stocks. I mean, it's near 20-year high. So how can the White House not be concerned about hardworking Americans' 401k plans?
Look, Sarah, I didn't say we're not concerned. I'm not concerned about a little bit of volatility over 3 weeks, because if you look over the long term, the reason stocks are a safe and great investment is because you're looking over the long term. If you start looking at micro horizons, stocks become very risky. So we are focused over the medium long term, and I can't tell you that the market's going to go up today, tomorrow, next week, but I can tell you that if we put proper policies in place, it's going to lay the groundwork for both real income gains and job gains and continued asset gains.
Understood that you're focused on the long term, and part of it is these tariffs, but now there's concerns about a possible government shutdown. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer saying the Democrats are going to reject a government funding bill. We have this deadline tomorrow night. What is your expectation, Mr. Secretary, and how destructive would this be?
Well, it'd be incredibly disruptive. And look, Sarah, I know you said you've been in Singapore all week, but I think the underreported story of since January 20th and of the past few weeks is this incredible Republican unity and this Democratic disarray. Is that we've seen Speaker Johnson get through with President Trump's help a tax bill, get it over the Senate. We saw a clean CR bill, and if Senator Schumer wants to reject it, hurt the American people, close down the government, and they're going to own any of the problems that go with it, including economic slowdown. And if this is all they got, then they ought to regather and think about what they're doing to the American people and the economy.
You do think that this shutdown would cause economic harm?
It can't be good.
Kind of a brutal interview, isn't it? She seems like she's just kind of has some stuff written down and she's looking up. There's some pieces of this, and then she starts going on the volatility with wine and everything else. Won't continue to play that. That was kind of agonizing, but let's get to the next thing that we have over through here. So here's the data that the Federal Reserve is going to watch. Okay, so it's coming in, and if you just look at this, for example, the PCE, it just ticked down recently. So we're at 2.5 on the PCE. The inflation number that the Federal Reserve really monitors, we're close to 2%, much closer than where we were. The unemployment rate just ticked up a 0.1, kind of an anomaly. We're going to continue to focus on the GDP, but with all this going on, basically all you need to know is tomorrow's economic news, there's really nothing coming out. It's going to have to follow this, I hate to say it, day by day by day, because it's going to be up to Russia and Ukraine. Where's a settlement there? Okay, what's going to happen with the resolution to fund the government? And then where are tariffs going to be? So there is nobody. If somebody's going to come out and lay a roadmap of exactly what's going to happen, please just turn the dial, because they don't have any idea. I don't have any idea. Well, all I can say is let's go with the the market directions that we're taking right now. So let's get over to see where the bond markets are. We've been locking people in daily on interest rates with refinances, and it's going crazy here. So I'm going to show you a tool we have on our website that can help you maneuver or manage through these refinance steps. But right through here, here's what we're seeing in the markets. So I'm just taking it, I'm locking people in. As these rates get, maybe a hair better, a hair better, we're locking and locking and locking. Because at some point, the dust is going to settle. And where is it going to settle? Where a rate's going to go all the way back up to 7 or 8%? Or are they going to drop down into the 5s? So position yourself now. If you have a rate at 7 or 8%, or 9%, refinance where it is now. Don't know where tomorrow's going to be. If you're looking to buy a house, that's a tricky point right now. There are some loans that allow like lock-in shops and things like that. Be careful when you get those. So no matter what you're navigating in this environment, I hope you'd reach out to us, at least to give us a shot. So let me recap the day, and then I'm going to tell you exactly who I am and what I do. So mortgage rates eased just a little bit across the board, basically just stagnant right now. The inflation number came in really good, but the markets just don't like the tariffs and all the uncertainty in the government. So that's what we're seeing right through there. Mortgage bonds, I'll just say we're flat for the day. There's no data coming in tomorrow. We're just taking it day by day by day. I don't like to go in the weekends. So tomorrow we don't like going into the weekends, having things floating in this environment. So we'll probably be locking people to apply tomorrow. If you're looking out there to try to maybe buy that first house, maybe looking to refinance, people doing that right now, we would love to work with you. So my name is Dan Frio. We have this slogan, one application, one credit pool. We're going to shop your loan over 30 different lenders. Now, how do we do that? Here's the trick of the trade. I work at a bank, and it's one of only a handful of banks in the entire country that do what we do. Okay, so here's what we are. We're a federal bank that gives me a federal license. So I'm licensed in all 50 states as well as Puerto Rico. We're also set up with 30 other lenders. These are finance companies, mortgage lenders, banks, credit unions. We have all their programs to work with as well. So think of it as you're applying one application, one credit pool. And when I'm analyzing all this, I have not only my products, all these other products behind. Programs like a $6,000 grant program out there for first-time homebuyers. Another one's a $4,500 grant with a $500 appraisal credit. So these are things that we can offer you. I'd love to help you navigate that environment. If you're looking to buy that first house, maybe looking to buy that first investment property, or looking to refinance, hopefully we can. So how do you find out more about us or just get the ball rolling? Go to therateupdate.com. You can apply right through there, that tab. This website will be changing within the next, by Monday, we'll have a whole new system going. Pretty cool. But right now, you could schedule a one-on-one consultation with me right through here. You want to jump in the front of the line, pull down to the bottom, and you're going to find my website or my phone number right down through there. So our phone number is 844-775-5626. Or if you want to reach me personally by email, an email right through here. We'll do this all day long. I love it. Just ask me your question. What's your concern? What are you looking to do? Give me your contact information. Love to call you, go through any questions that you might have or things you might have not even thought of, and put you on the right track. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We will be live later this evening. I live in St. Charles, Illinois. If you're local, stop by the library. I'm going to be interviewing a young man, Judge Clint Hall. He's going to be running for mayor in our city. I'm going to be highlighting him today on our show. He's a good guy, and I just put out and people know and understand a little bit more about him. So please join us live tonight if you're interested in that. Otherwise, God bless, folks. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic evening. Back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.